Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about how you can lose body fat effectively. And this is my top 5 tips. So let's start. Number 1 of the things you can do is increase your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is way you can increase your calorie output during the day outside of training, actual training. And what you can do is that you can easily, one of the best things you can do is to walk, For example, if you walk 10,000 steps, which I recommend to do every day, you can burn roughly 300 calories. Of course, it depends on the person. It depends on your body weight. If you weigh more, you will burn more because you are heavier and you use more energy to move, right? You require more calories. It's like a small car versus a huge lorry, Depends on your body weight, how tall you are, etc. So you can roughly burn around 250-300 calories. And if you do it for, let's say, 5 days a week, for 52 weeks, which is in a year, you can actually burn up to 80,000 calories, just by walking. No training, just walking. Another tip I recommend, if you walk a little bit faster. It's actually better because you walk the same distance in shorter period of time and you look more confident if you walk. If you walk really slowly, like this, you don't look confident. If you have good posture and if you walk fast, you look confident and you also burn more calories, so that's good. Second of all, you should eat more protein. Definitely you should consider eating more protein. Why? Of course, there are many benefits of eating more protein, but one of them is that you increase your thermic effect of food, meaning that your body is actually using more calories to burn the protein and digest compared to carbohydrates and fats. Fat is the lowest thermic effect. You can search on the internet, thermic effect, and you will find out. Also, another good thing about protein, not only thermic effect, it also makes you fuller, You can make a test one day. I can really promise you that if you eat, for example, 200 grams of chicken breast compared to 200 grams of chocolate, just be aware of the situation and how you feel, You're gonna feel much fuller with 200 grams of chicken breast compared to 200 grams of chocolate. Of course, it doesn't have to be only chocolate or chicken breast, but you know what I mean. This is just a scenario that you feel fuller when you eat protein because it has higher satiety effect. It will make you fuller for longer. And there is actually really good scenario when you want to lose body weight is that if you feel full, you really don't feel like eating more. It's really good scenario because if you don't eat more, how can you take in more calories? You won't. So eating more protein is really good idea. It will make you more full. It will increase your thermic effect. And of course, third good reason is that if you eat protein, you will keep your muscle mass and minimize your muscle loss during a fat loss phase. Because obviously, if you want to lose fat, which I will come to next topic, is to eat in a caloric deficit. And if you eat high enough protein, you will really minimize the chance of losing muscle. This is really important. I tell people the target range for protein is between 1.8 to 2.2 gram of protein per kilo lean body mass. But if you, let's say this is the range, like for example 1.8 to 2.2. If you're losing body fat, aim for higher range. The more body fat you lose, aim for higher and higher, And if you are really lean, eat even more, 2.5 even. Then you're really reducing the risk of muscle loss. And right now I'm on a massing phase. I'm gonna build muscle, so I'm eating in a caloric surplus. And here it's opposite. I have to eat less protein. Not 2.2. I'm eating even 1.5 or even 1.8 because you have the protein sparing effect. Because I'm eating so much carbohydrates. Because when you're bulking, carbohydrate is your best friend. Seriously. And one of the reasons I'm eating a little bit lower protein now compared to when I'm cutting is that I have the more protein sparing effect. Protein and carbohydrates is holding onto each other in the body. This is called the protein sparing effect. You can search it up on Google. That is why I'm eating lower amount of protein. Remember what I'm saying here. Listen to what I'm saying. Lower amount, not really low, but lower than usual. So 1.5, 1.6, 8, is a good range now. And I'm eating higher carbohydrates and fats to increase my calories. In that way, I can build muscle more optimally and easier. And to be honest, if you're in massing phase, your protein target doesn't really matter in that much. Like when you're cutting, you know. When you cut, protein is your best friend. When you are in bulking phase, carbohydrate is your best friend. And yes, that was the second reason why I should, second tip for fat loss. Third tip is staying in a caloric deficit. This is achieved by many factors. For me, personally, what is caloric deficit? Caloric deficit is actually that you are burning more calories than what you're taking in. So if you take in, let's say, 3,000 calories and you burn 2,000 calories, BMR and NEAT and training, everything combined, you burn 2,000 calories, you are in a 1,000 calorie surplus. Now you're in a surplus. But if you want to achieve a deficit, then you should eat less. For example, 1,500 calories. And if you burn 2,000 calories, you are in a 500 calorie deficit. By the way, it's not that I recommend 500 calorie deficit. We'll come back to that later. But let's talk about how you can achieve a healthy, sustainable calorie deficit. First of all, you should move more. Don't only sit. Okay, you know, I'm studying and I'm working, so I sit down on the desk a lot of hours during a day. But seriously, I walk. My home has a huge hall, you know. So a lot of times, every 30 minutes, I go for a walk. Like I walk 10 times back and forth. I do push-ups and I do squats, just 5 to 10, to clear up my brain fog. Because brain fog is another thing that if you work too much on your computer or sit down too much, you have this. You are not so focused anymore. You're not clear, you know. So if you walk and if you move around, if you do a little bit push-ups, your blood flows more and you feel more awake. And in that way, when I come back to study or work, I can focus really good. And also it increases my NEAT, my non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And also if I go to grocery store, I take the stairs. It increases my non-exercise activity thermogenesis over there. In the hospitals, I don't like to take elevator. I like to walk up the stairs. It also increases non-activity exercise thermogenesis. Utilizing all these things to increase my NEAT. In that way, I can increase caloric output. And in that way, I can eat more food. In that way, I can stay shredded more optimally and better. And I'm also doing cardio. I posted a video earlier on YouTube. I think it was like 3, 4, 5 months ago, even earlier. That you should aim to do a little bit of cardio and eat more food, and I will talk about it deeply in another video, but I'm just going to repeat it really quickly. Of course you can eat less and achieve the same caloric deficit, but is it healthy for you? Is it really healthy for you to starve during the day? How can you focus on studying? How can you focus on work? You will be hungry all the time. So what I do, I eat a little bit more. I do cardio, which is okay. I eat a little bit more. My life feels better. I have a much better life quality because I'm eating more food. I'm not living around hungry. That is number one. Number two, because I'm eating more, I have more growth hormone and more IGF-1, which is also contributing to keep my muscle tissue when I'm on a fat loss phase. That is number two. Number three, if I eat more, I have more energy in the gym. I can perform really, really well during my lifting phase of my training, because I have a lifting phase and a cardio after lifting, right? So I can really perform good. That's number three during my trainings. And number four, because I'm eating a little bit more, I'm feeling more satiate, and I can keep my I can keep my lifestyle or routine for a long period of time. And I'm of course doing cardio, you know. It's better to eat a little bit more and do cardio, so you get that cardiovascular benefit, and you get better stamina, and you can become in an overall better shape. So that's also really one of my best tips. What you can do is that you can increase your caloric intake, and you can increase your caloric output even a little bit more. Of course, you cannot. If you eat, for example, 500 caloric surplus, and if you burn 500 calories, you are in a maintenance level. But don't be stuck on numbers too much, you know. Just look at the scale, look at the mirror, look at your body weight. If it's dropping, if you see that you get more ripped abs, if your performance doesn't drop too much, and if you keep losing weight and losing fat, that's a good sign. So you have to find the sweet spot. Really, I met so many people during my 12 years of lifting. I met so many people which those people are too much into numbers and not too much into what they should do, like in the practical stuff, They keep their focus too much on, oh, should I eat 2,700 or 2,800 calories? Should I eat 2.3 grams of protein or 2.4 gram of protein? They ask these questions which are really not ideal when on their practical, routine, because our body really doesn't care about if you think about 2.3 or 2.4. It only care about the output, what you have done, So you have to do the best of your ability. And to be honest, don't care too much about numbers and just keep moving, okay? Just eat healthy overall, eat 3 to 5 meals a day depending on your schedule. Eat protein for every meal, 20 to 40 grams of protein for every meal. Drink enough water, take fish oil, vitamin D if it's dark on the northern hemisphere, if you're not exposed to sunlight a lot during the winter times. And you just know how to supplement, how to eat, how to train. You should aim to eat more of low calorie dense food. What do I mean by that? I mean that you should consider eating, for example, frozen vegetables or vegetables which are really low in calories. And if you can eat a lot of vegetables, you'll feel your stomach stretches. This is another mechanism. So if you eat a lot of vegetables, your stomach is like a plastic bag, balloon. If your stomach stretches as you eat more vegetables, you fill up your stomach. It stretches. When it stretches, it sends up signal to your brain, and it tells you that you're full, and you won't stop eating anymore. And this is really good because you're eating low calorie dense food like salads, a lot of vegetables, almost all vegetables. Because of that, you send signals to your brain to stop eating, and you're not eating too many calories because of that. Now you have a low calorie dense food types in your stomach. So that's really beneficial, Protein and vegetables, protein or low calorie dense food is really, really the best thing you can do when you want to lose body fat. To be honest, I have not slept good for the last, let's say the past 10 years. My sleeping routine was really shit. And to be honest, I didn't maximize my performance in the gym, but I did my best of my ability. I could improve my sleep. So now I know that sleep is really, really important. Stop using your phone or looking at the screen in the end of the day. Just listen to some relaxing music. Have a cup of rooibos and wind down, turn off all the lights, make your room temperature cold. You have to be in an environment to have good deep sleep. That's the most important thing, And if you can sleep good, you are more productive during the day, you are more happy, your performance is really good in the gym, you can recover better growth hormone output. Really, it's just minimum. Yeah, I don't know, it depends on you, but because it depends how many hours do you need. Most people, they don't need 8 hours sleep like me. I need to sleep a lot to feel good. I know that most of you don't need that much of sleep. But generally for the average people, 7 to 9 hours is fine. So that was my 5 top tips for how you can lose body fat. And let's move forward, and thank you guys for watching.